Apollo Crews catches Bobby Fish. What's Bobby Fish doing in the NXT zone? Yes, guys, welcome back to another NXT review here on Fog Wrestling, and it is the 6th of December. We are a few short days away from the deadline, NXT deadline. We have to decide who's in the Iron Survivor match. With two matches tonight, who's going to be the final participants in the men's and also the women's. We have Axiom defeating Andrew Chase and Von Wagner. We were talking about it in the predictions. Our money was going on for Wagner with potentially Andrew Chase. But I can't believe this guy won, right? Because one, he sucks. Two, the fact he wears a suit, a mask even with his turtleneck. What is that gimmick? That is a gimmick that no one wants, no one should want, and what no one should have. And sadly, he has it all, and he wins here. And I can't believe it. And also, he pins Wagner. Like, it's not like he pins Chase. He pins Wagner, a guy. I can't believe it, honestly. And then, I'll get to the promo later when they're on the Waller effect. But Jesus Christ, man, it wasn't fucking good. That's all I'm going to say. Tony D then defeated Cheyenne Quinn. Relatively easy. It's good seeing Tony D back. He makes the show better. After match, he grabs the microphone, basically calls out Wesley, because Wesley put him on the shelf. Wesley comes out and is like, well, you know what, Tony D, you're no bad, but I've got a beef with Dijak, and until then, we don't have a beef, we won't have a match. And then D'Angelo was like, hold on, you're not putting the Dawn on hold. You're going to sort this issue out first, then you can sort your wee issue out with Dijak. But then Dijak appears in the tag and tries to look, Tony D, you're on the streets, essay. You're dirty, you're on the streets, but hey, as long as I don't have to clean up those streets, I don't care. Is this leading to a triple threat match? Potentially. Tony D, hopefully. Get Tony D in the main roster, man, with the mob gimmick, please. For the love of fucking God, man. Look at Mania 22, when Punk came out for Cena's entrance with the Chicago gimmick. Can we not do that with Tony D, but it's the mob gimmick, man? They've got Tommy guns. Oh, what I'd do if I was booking this stuff. But I don't know, I honestly do feel like NXT is better than Raw and SmackDown. It doesn't have the stars, but Shawn Michaels seems to know what he's doing a bit more than Triple H, and that's just my honest opinion. And NXT is nowhere near the star power. We then have a William Regal look-alike, essentially, which is fitting because William Regal will very soonly will be back in WWE. Drew Gulak was out here, which was just weird. Drew Gulak, SmackDown's Drew Gulak. No, Drew Gulak's just nobody's Drew Gulak. He sucks. But Charlie Dempsey defeats Hank Walker. Guy just looks like a bum. Purple tights, plain, bit of hair on his chest that looks pish. And he just doesn't really have a build. He just looks like a fat, flabby mess, to be honest. And he wins. So, yeah. We then have Pretty Deadly's Christmas story. We talked about this on the preview, wondering what's going to happen here. And as they're reading the re-story, and they're interrupted by the New Day. The New Day. And New Day are like, yeah, you guys are right. You've defeated everyone except the New Day. Hold on, right? Because the New Day haven't been on NXT. The Dudley Boys could come out. The Hardy Boys could come out. Edge and Christian could come out. The APA could come out. Any team in the past, the fucking Legion of Doom could come out and say, well, you haven't defeated us. See, this whole gimmick of you haven't. Unless you're actually on the same roster, that's when it only works. They're in the developmental brand. They're in NXT. How can the New Day seriously come out and use that logic? I don't know. I just find stuff like that that bothers me. But anyway, Woods and Kingston basically batter these two. And then our next match, we've got an in-ring debut from Isla. I think that's how you pronounce it. Taking on Fia Hall. Fia Hall of Chase University loses, of course. Fia Hall loses Isla Dot. They're not going to have the new person debut and lose this match. Again, Chase University kind of getting jobbed out, if we're being honest here. But, well, they got jobbed out with Andrew Chase. They got jobbed out here. They got their wee man. Where's Duke, man? We need Duke. We need Duke Hutchinson. Or whatever the hell his name is. I don't even know what his name is, man. No idea what that wee jobber's name is. But, yeah. We did have Alba Fire coming out and hit a referee, and then the referee was greeting while the other referee hit him. It's like, what? The referee's they're both looking at each other. He can't see. Oh, my eyes, Alba Fire hit me. And it's, aye. Alright, big son, don't you worry about it. We then have this, I think this is an epic vignette. We had Braun Breaker about to go fishing. Apollo Crews walks up to him, he's like, you want to fish? And he's like, I'll be honest with you, Braun, I don't know how to fish. Him and Braun fishing together, talking about their careers and the match Saturday. And you know what? People might be like, I don't like that. I like them being a little hostile towards each other. Yeah, I agree with that. That is the better feuds. But you know what? They went for something different here, and I'm actually enjoying it. Apollo Crews has been like the best thing on NXT for weeks and months, especially since Tony D disappeared. His vignettes, his backstage stuff. I mean, he catches a fish here, grabs it by the mouth and fucking kisses it, and there's going to be people out there that want to debate me if this guy's good or not. I loved this. I thought this was very good. But then I have Brooke Jensen and Josh Briggs taking on Malik Blade and Idris Inofi. Banana Offie, banana Offie, and the Hillbillies win. Getting just more jobbers. We then have the Indian guys out there. They get challenged by the Diamond Mine, the Creed brothers, whatever you want to call them, brother. And they're like, no, we're not taking you on. It's like, alright, moving on. Fucking hell. I mean, what was that all about? These guys talking shite for them just to be like, oh, well, you know what, actually. You know what? And then we did have the Grayson War affect all 5 men's here. And we had Grayson War hosting XM, Carl Hayes, Joe Gacy, and JD Madonna. Right, I mean, you've got 4 guys who can talk, and you have 1 guy that can't talk. I'll give you 3 seconds to figure out who it is. 1, 2, 3. And it's XM, man. He's talking to JD Madonna, man. And he just looks at him. And it's awful. He's like, you put me... Hey JD, you put me on the shelf for a few weeks. I had to go to rehab. I don't know why I'm doing a Russian accent. He should be Mexican or Spanish or something, you know. But he's like, see JD, what you doing, man? You put me on the shelf. And JD's like, you're lucky. It wasn't months, pal. It was weeks, even though JD Madonna, I'm pretty sure it's Irish. I'm doing a Scottish accent. Alright, you know what? It doesn't really matter because they end up brawling with each other. Who's going to win this match? I don't know. It just seems a bit fucking like, yeah, it's a cool match type, but I think this match type should be for the title because like you see title shots getting handed out for fucking hee-haw, and then like there's other times where they book these mega matches just to get the fucking title shot. I like consistency, and it's just not very fucking consistent. If we're being honest with the Grayson Waller him, I enjoyed this. It was pretty good. We had Toxic Attraction backstage sitting down talking about, we're going to be at Deadline. We need to see who we're going to face. And then we have tonight's main event. I believe it was the main event. I watched the order of the clips, so it better be the main event. We have the final Iron Survivor Challenge spot up for grabs for the women. We have Indy Hartwell, Fallon Henry, and Wendy Chu here. We talked about in the preview, I mean, this could literally be any 3 of them. Like we're talking about, there could be a gimmick where Wendy Chu goes to sleep in one of like the wee pod, the timeout pod. Fallon Henry, shite, but you know what, they never seem to put Indy Hartwell over. But turns out in this match, they actually put Indy Hartwell over. She wins, she pins Henley, and again, back to the preview, we kind of did say that Henley never wins. Then she goes backstage, says, Saturday nights are for Indy Hartwell, 364. The other days of the year, I don't care. So what, this one Saturday, you're going to turn... She's not going to win, man. I don't know. Mandy Rose going to hold the belt to infinity. Like, I just don't like that. Again, I don't like that gimmick in NXT. You have to lose the belt to move up to the main roster, for fuck's sake. Like, what are we doing here? Wrestling or ping pong? But anyway, NXT, couple of matches that big stakes on the line. We had a couple of decent wee segments also here, and I'm debating what I'm going to give the rating. I don't know what he gave Raw yesterday. Raw didn't look good yesterday, so I'm going to assume it wasn't a good rating, but I'm going to give NXT a 2 out of 10. I'm going to give it a point for the Apollo Crews Grayson Waller thing, because I not Grayson Waller, the Apollo Crews and Braun Breaker thing. It was good seeing Tony D. Some of the promos backstage, like also there was loads of promos, like each person talking. It was more from the women's point of view about the Iron Survivor match. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting concept. It does seem very complicated. It'll be good to see it in action Saturday, but you know, it's probably one of those things that they've just tried something like experimenting with it, and in reality they're never going to go back to it or something like that. But anyway guys, I'm going to give NXT a 2 out of 10, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, make sure you check out all the other stuff on the channel. ECW reviews, Old Raw, That Time Wins. It's all go here on Fog Wrestling in the festive months, the winter months, the cold months, but until then, all hell yeah, brother.